So first of all, if you are wondering why am I famous enough for TED community to invite me and address you, then the only reason behind this is a man called Kevin Systrom. I owe it to him, all my gratitude to him. And no, he's not somebody who has inspired me. He's not somebody that has recommended me to the TED community. He's the founder of Instagram. So that much I owe it to him, because that is why I am famous enough for TED community to invite me, stand in front of you, and this much I owe it to him. Now that I have passed my gratitude to him, I think we should start. But before I start, I'd like to ask you a rather funny question. Hear me out. Have you ever heard anybody telling you that don't drink chai or don't drink tea because your skin will go deeper and darker? Have you heard that? Isn't it funny? As a child who used to love tea, stopped drinking tea because I was told this spontaneously, and then I was told that it is not a good thing. So I stopped drinking tea. And if you're anybody who has ever been called out for their skin color, for their height, for their weight, then trust me, the story is going to resonate with you. And you might feel like this is one of those stories that we have heard 1,000 times, and today I'm going to make it 1,001 times. Because in the end, I know it's going to be worth it. So let's start from the beginning. As a child, I wanted to be famous, like really famous. And I'm an 80s kid, you see. Back then, I did not know what social media would become. So the only way to become famous was to become a TV personality. And I thought to myself that one day I'll be sitting in a cafe and some director or producer would spot me and say, look at her, the next superstar, Ishita. And that would be it. That will be my moment. But before I could be found, I hid myself. Because I was told by many people that I'm too short, I'm too dark, and I'm too overweight to become what it takes to become a TV personality. And you see, I was 8 years old then, and the confidence of an 8-year-old is quite fragile. So it broke, and I couldn't slap a sticker on me saying, handle with care. So what next? So the girl whose superpower was confidence was looking for a new superpower. And I found it. It was self-consciousness. I started hiding myself behind clothes, wearing baggy clothes, started dressing up for validation. Never did I ask myself once, how do I want to look? What do I want to wear? Let me ask you this question. Have you really ever asked yourself, how do I want to dress up without caring in the world what they will think of me? Have you asked yourself? Raise your hands. Just 2, 3, 4. Well done. Congratulations, you deserve a big hug. Because I never asked myself, how do I really want to dress up? But little did that 8-year-old Ishita knew that social media was waiting on the other side, waiting for her wish to come true, because what she had asked for the universe was still somewhere there. And now this girl would become a stylist and an image consultant and would help people to dress up. Life does come in a full circle, doesn't it? And now, when I think of it, people call it luck, but I call it the butterfly effect. For those of you who do not know what butterfly effect is, it simply means when you change, or when some small change, the minutest of change in your life can change the entire trajectory of the life. And the change I made was choosing myself every single day. I decided that every single day I am going to choose myself. And as a grown-up auntie or a lady, if I could just tell you one thing, all of you youngsters, choose yourself every single day. Become your own hero. Remember, fall 7 times and get up 8. I have failed, and I have failed miserably. I failed personally, I failed professionally. So before I became this Instagram image consultant and a stylist, I actually had another venture. I had a clothing store for women for about 10 years, and I had to give it up because COVID happened and we all know retail took a major hit. And I failed. But that failure made me realize that failure is not the opposite of success. It is in fact part of the success. You may wonder how. Well, everything I am today is because of that failure. So you see, I had a clothing women's store, right? And women used to come to the store, look for clothes, but rather they used to look for validation. Every time a woman used to come, rather than focusing on clothes, she would focus on, this doesn't look good on me, this is showing my bulge, how can I make it look better? And it made me realize that even though I worked on my traumas of childhood and all the body shaming, there is a part of entire confidence that is still left. So with my own instinct, I started helping them in styling their outfits. I told them they can try something for their shapes, or they can start wearing something that can help them feel confidence. And what I realized, that their face used to lit up, because they used to start to feeling more and more confident. And that's when I got my eureka moment. I realized that now I need to work on styling. So I went to London. I studied everything about image and styling. And I came back, and that's when I started my approach towards holistic styling, or holistic dressing. Dressing inward and radiating outward. And now, the 8-year-old Ishita, who was anxious all the time, hated herself most of the days, hid herself in the clothes, was using confidence, was finding confidence through style for herself and other people. And some days, all I want to really do is go back to that little Ishita and hug her and tell her, see, we made it. And this is what I want everybody to learn, that dressing is more holistic. Dressing is more for yourself, and that starts from childhood. Now I want you to take a moment. Close your eyes. I want everybody to close your eyes, really. Come on. Now visualize this. You are 8-year-old. You're sitting on that swing with your best friend. What are your conversations like? You're just talking about collecting marbles, you're giggling, maybe you just learned count past 50, and that's some kind of an achievement you feel. Now stay there. Move forward. Now you are 14 or 15. The swing is same. The friend has changed. What are your conversations? The simple, carefree conversations have now been replaced by the societal pressures, the body shaming, the talking about acne, the battle. Now open your eyes and think, what would you change? What would you change when you were 14 sitting on that swing? You know what I would change? I would change the entire narrative. I would trade anything in the world, go back there, and I would not talk about any body issues, not talk about the struggles of acne. Because now I know that the scars of body shaming last, and the scars of acne will not last. And the real struggle behind sizing and body shaming made me more and more closer towards holistic dressing. And you see, body shaming can scar you at a level and can make you so anxious that you can stop dressing for yourself. And as much as we want to believe that it's only women who go through body shaming, the fact is that men go through it too. It's just that we are told that they're very strong, so they shouldn't talk about it. And that is why I want every single person to choose themselves, to be kind to themselves, to be able to look in the mirror with pride and say, I dress up for myself. I love my body as it is. And I know there is this entire banter on social media which says body positivity equals to unhealthy life. Now you see, everybody is born with a certain body shape, and it can vary because of your genetics, your geography, topography, and so many other factors. And we tend to retain them most of our lives. There is nothing wrong or right. Now with female, we have triangular body shape, we have inverted triangle, rectangle, round and hourglass. With men, we have athletic, we have round, and we have lean. You can be any shape, and it is not right or wrong, and that scale isn't everything. It's not going to define you at all. And this is where my work comes in. I help people figuring out their shape and style. Now if you're thinking, specifically the women, that Ishita, you haven't taken the body shape apple and pear. You're thinking that apple and pear nobody mentioned. That is why, because you are not a fruit. You are a shape. And it makes me very, very unhappy when women are compared to fruits. Have you ever heard a man coming to you and saying, hey, can you tell me my body shape, potato or tomato? No, right? It's why are we doing it to ourselves? We are just shaped. Everything in the universe is a shape. And all we need to do is follow a simple principle. 2S plus B, what I call my miraculous formula. So 2S stands for shape and style, and then we talk about boundaries. Next time you meet that auntie at a wedding who says, eat right, tell her to mind her business. And trust me, this needs to stop. As a kid, I was slightly overweight and I was fine with it till the time people made me realize it's not a good thing. And I remember this auntie distinctively. I used to meet her at every party and she was like, healthier? Healthy. And I used to be petrified. And when I grew up, I lost weight, I became a healthy girl. And then I met this auntie. I was like, today I'm going to meet this auntie and let's see. And then I met her and she told me, so skinny, no glow on the face. And I'm like, auntie, kya karu? And that's what made me realize I cannot keep these aunties happy. You know who I can keep happy? Myself. And that is when I realized that body shaming is endless. And that is what you need to realize. That you need to start dressing up for yourself. And the day you start applying the formula of 2S plus B, your life would change, your dressing would change. So moving on to something very interesting, and I don't think so I can talk about style without that. Colors. We've all seen these colors coming up on our reels, right? The color theory. But the question is, does it really work? The answer is yes. Colors and clothes have an impact on your mind, and it's all science. Colors can have an impact on how you feel and how people are looking at you. An example, if you're wearing a black suit, you will feel authoritative and you will also look authoritative. If you're wearing a color blue, then you would feel very confident of yourself and people will look at you as trustworthy. Think of the American presidents. Why do they wear blue while doing election rally? The ties are blue because they want you to trust them. And this is how colors can play an important role. And next time you're going on a date, you know now, you're not going to wear black, you're going to wear blue. And there is more, and I can keep talking about it in the entire day. But one concept that really fascinates me is how clothing and color can impact your hormones as well. Fascinating. I was blown when I heard about it. It's called the dopamine dressing. Think of a day when you're feeling dull, especially girls, and they put that red lipstick on. Suddenly, your face lights up, your mood is brightened. And if you're a guy, you wear that bright shirt, bright kurta, and you feel very confident about yourself. And that is what is called dopamine dressing. And the best example and my favorite one, Ranveer Singh. His clothes are a true example of dopamine dressing. Vibrance, and that one guy who dresses up for himself without thinking what you think of his fashion sense. And you might like him or you might not like him, but you cannot take away from the fact that his fashion sense is impeccable and he caught everybody's eye through that fashion sense. And this is what colors and clothing can do. And if we still look at it as a vanity, then we are missing out on so much potential. Remember, clothing is inward and outward. And if I had to give you some key takeaways from this, I would just say, dress to express yourself. When you dress right, you will exude confidence, which will increase your self-esteem. And remember, dress for your body shape, figure out your style. It might take time. It might take a little bit of work, diving inside you, but you will figure it out. 2, remember to always make sure that you are getting the right fit. Come out of this stigma, I want to fit into an XS, S. You don't know with the sizing. Sometimes an oversized piece could fit into an XS. Sometimes the piece is undersized, so you need XL. Another example, you bought a car and you got a cover. So the cover is smaller for the car. What do you tell the car? Oh God, it's so big, what do I do with it? You're too small, the cover, and the car is too big. No, right? You just get a new cover. Why are you not thinking about yourself similarly? And number 3, please choose comfort every day. We are not making get ready with me reels. Comfort, style, shape, and versatility in your wardrobe is what is going to give you the true sense of who you are. And trust me, it's magical. The 2S plus B formula can change lives. I have worked with 10,000 plus women just to realize that this formula is magic. And remember, clothing is made for you and not the other way around. You are the one who's wearing clothes. Clothes are not wearing you. Choose yourself. Wear clothes for yourself to express yourself. Break the societal standards and choose to express yourself and embrace your individuality. As I always say, style is for everyone and yours is within you. And as you navigate towards the complexities of life, please remember and honor that 8-year-old kid sitting on that swing. Remember his dreams, his ambitions. And then remember to choose yourself, be kind to yourself, dress to express yourself, and create the boundaries. And with that, the 1001 story of how a small change can change everything comes to an end. But I did hope that it made an impact on you. And when you walk out of this room, I really hope that you may feel more certain about yourself. Thank you.